Hi guys, Alan here. So yes, no change in weight this week. And not either annoyed about it or happy about it. Obviously this week, diet's been pretty okay. I think past 4 days have been tracked pretty well. The weekend and the Monday wasn't really terrific. But obviously, as you can see, I've maintained shape. I maintained size from last week. I think I am actually a little bit tighter looking in the mirror. I think like most lines are starting to show, even though my weight hasn't changed as much. I'm showing a few physique poses here. Yes, my mirror is down in my kitchen because when I do my check-in on a Friday, it's like 5 a.m. in the morning, so I've got no light. The lighting in my room is terrible, and so I don't wake up Kerry. I brought my mirror downstairs into the kitchen. So I'm doing a few poses here early Friday morning just to show what my current condition is. Even though my weight hasn't changed, I do think my stomach is looking a little bit leaner. Definitely my legs are looking a whole lot better, I think. I had some really good training sessions this week. And I'll talk more in a little intro to my video in a minute. Moving on to back pose. I'm not terrific at back poses. But yeah, thank you. And now I'll talk more in my next coming a little bit of an intro. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Alan Fit. This is Alan. Just a quick check-in about my weight and that. Obviously my weight hasn't changed this week. Not always a bad thing. When you're weighing yourself, your weight isn't always going to change. Doesn't mean necessarily that you haven't lost fat or you haven't leaned up. This is 1 week. So, you know, I'm not demoralised, I'm not really broken-hearted about it, because I've lost quite a lot the past 3 weeks, so things have started to slow down a bit, which isn't a bad thing. As I said, on the Monday, Tuesday, the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I did have a few treats here and there. My days weren't as logged as what they could have been. However, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it has been better. So obviously, again, this week, I'll have a treat meal this weekend and then get back to it Monday. I think we're going to keep my calories similar to what they are. Only difference I may change is actually, as I've lost weight, I may increase my protein. So I'm currently at about 200 grams, 210 grams of protein. So I'm going to bring that up to about 230 grams of protein. And take off my carbs a little bit, maybe bring my carbs down 10-15%. And focus on having a little bit of a higher protein intake. As I said, as my weights come down, you're in danger of losing a little bit of muscle. My strength has stayed the same so far, and I want to maintain that. So for me, upping my protein intake a bit, taking a little bit from my carbs, shouldn't make that much of a massive difference. I'm still going to maintain hopefully 2,400 calories, maybe 2,350, see how that is, and see how we get on this week. But coming up is a push workout video, working my upper chest, shoulder and triceps. I hope you enjoy it. It's one of my variations of one of my push workouts. As I say in the video, I do variations. I do a day where I focus more on shoulders rather than chest, a day where I focus more on flat bench on chest, and I'm going to start implementing a day where I work more on my decline part of my chest. Could do a couple push workouts a week. Tell me what you think of the video, comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye. Right guys, workout time. So today's workout was a push workout where I'm working on more upper chest. I've always kind of focused on working more upper chest. I think it's a really weak area of the chest that you can really concentrate on strengthening. It's going to help benefit other presses. I should probably work more on my the decline on my chest, to be perfectly honest, but I'll talk about that in another video. So again, at the start of this video, I'm working on mobility. As always, every day I spend a good 20 minutes, half an hour on the floor working a foam roller, stretching, loosening up, because I did a really heavy leg day again this week. So my legs were exceptionally tight. Working on my hip flexors here, really trying to stretch and open up my hips and keep working on mobility, because I wanna improve my flexibility. I want to improve my lifts, and this is part of the process. So I keep putting this in at the start of my video just to emphasize that people should be doing this. Why aren't you foam rolling? Get foam rolling, guys. It's really beneficial. I'm at the point now where I just love it. If I did a leg workout the day and I didn't do much foam rolling prior to it, and I felt a bit tight. I didn't feel like It's very flexible, and this is now part of my routine. I've added this into my gym session every day without fail, apart from obviously that leg day. But I was training with a friend, so I wasn't going to delay him, because obviously I know he's got kids and that, so he's limited to the amount of time that he can spend in the gym. So I thought, I'm not going to be selfish, so I just jumped in with him. But other than that, do foam roll, do stretch, do loosen things out, because it's going to make your session a whole lot better. You're not going to feel tight, and you're going to do a whole lot better on your lifts. So anyway, into the workout. As I said, it's a push day, so I'm working today chest. I'm specifically working on upper chest, shoulders and triceps. This was a warm-up set. My camera angles on this video aren't amazing. My tripod isn't fantastic, so next week I'm going to look at getting a better tripod, something that I can put a little bit higher, so you can get a better angle on my lifts, so it doesn't look quite as awkward as this one. And yeah, so I'm starting off this training session with some 5x5 training. I've always kind of worked a lot on my chest sessions with incline. I like working on an incline, and I always work dumbbell press. I feel stronger on my dumbbell press rather than my barbell press. I'm working with 32s here, so I was doing some 5x5 training at the start of the session to really looking at building strength on my chest, on my shoulders, to help increase my lifting strength. I think doing a portion of strength training is important, because as well as good as hypertrophy training is for building mass and size and a little bit of strength, you're not going to get stronger if you don't do a certain basis of strength training within there also. Like I said, I did 5 sets of this. Let's talk about technique. I always have the bench on quite an incline. I like it to be really quite steep. I focus on pushing my elbows out as wide as I can, I always focus on getting the dumbbells right down to the top of my chest, touch my chest, deep breath, and push through as hard as I can. And focusing on my breathing as well. I make sure I keep my feet dug into the floor, my back's as flat as I can against the bench, engaging my core, always keeping my stomach nice and tight. As I said, flying my elbows out wide as I can, and then pushing as hard as I can up straight in front of my upper chest, and getting those dumbbells up no matter fucking what. Towards the end of each set, especially these last few sets, I'm really starting to struggle. So what you can do to help get those dumbbells up if you're starting to fail with that, if you haven't got a spotter, is push your hips forwards a little bit, digging your heels into the floor, and it will help you get those dumbbells up to the ceiling if you haven't got a spotter. But like I said, we're doing 5x5 training. By the 4th or 5th set, you should be failing. Come to your 4th and 5th rep. If not, you're possibly not working hard enough. My first 2 sets were really quite easy, and then towards the end of this, my 4th and 5th set, as you'll see here, I really start to fail, which is good. That's what I'm after. So yeah. So again, as you can see, I'm starting to struggle here, because when I start to struggle, you see that I keep them out straight in front of my chest for a little bit longer. Can take a few more deep breaths, try and get a little bit more rest in there. Which really doesn't work. It doesn't really help, to be honest. Again, elbows wide, dumbbells to my chest. I'm pushing. I'm really starting to fail here. My hips are coming forwards. I'm driving up. Yep. And I believe that was the 5th set. That's the strength training part of this video done. So now I went a little bit lighter, and now I'm doing a bit of hypertrophy work again. I'm working the upper chest. I put the bench up one more step of an incline, and I focus on bringing my elbows in a bit more, and then I'm really driving through my elbows. I'm using my elbows to squeeze into my chest. I'm not really concentrating on bringing my hands together, I'm more concentrating on pushing through my elbows and bringing my elbows together into each side of my chest. I did 5 reps on 26 there, and I failed, so I grabbed some 24s to finish off. I did 3 more reps on 24s because I got to 5 reps on 26 and I wasn't getting that bad boy up for 1 more rep. Wasn't going to happen. So I drive the 24s. I think I do 3 more reps here again, elbows wide. I come down right to each side of my chest, and then I'm squeezing my elbows together. So I'm pushing through my elbows, really squeezing my chest together as tight as I can. Coming up and down, elbows wide. That's it. And again, I do 3 sets of this. Again, as I said, with a 5x5 training, my back's flat, my stomach's tight, my elbows are coming wide. But like I said, on this one, I'm not bringing my elbows as wide. I'm more like about a 35-degree angle, tucking my elbows in a little tiny bit, but then I'm really focusing on pushing my elbows into my chest and squeezing my chest together as tight as I can. Really squeeze as tight as I can, bring my arms together and back and through. Again, I'm doing a rep range of 8 or 10 here. I think I just about manage out 10 reps each set. You see I'm really starting to struggle now. And this is my third and final set on this exercise. Really trying to push my way through here. And you should be feeling this targeting your upper chest. You should be feeling this burning and pulling right across the top of your chest. But get a really good chest pump for this exercise. But I've always preferred to work with dumbbells rather than a barbell. Even though obviously this year my goals are to get stronger, so I'll be forcing myself to use more barbells on flat bench press, and like last week I did incline with a friend as well. But however, this is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I like working with. And I say to anyone, weight doesn't matter. As long as you're lifting the heaviest for you, that's all that matters. As long as you're going in the gym and failing, that's the end motive here. You shouldn't be going in the gym smashing out 10 reps week on week. You should be going in the gym failing at your 10th rep. If you're not failing at your 10th rep, you're not going heavy enough. So get your dumbbells and go heavier. And then now, working a bit of shoulders along within my push days. So I'm doing an Arnie press. I like working Arnie press because it works all heads of the shoulder, anterior, lateral, and the rear part of the delt. Coming down, getting that twist and motion in and pressing up and out straight. Again, keeping the torso tight. I've got the bench upright on this one. Give my back a little bit more support, digging my heels into the floor and twisting and pressing. For me, my shoulders are a massive weakness. I really do struggle with shoulder strength. I don't know what it is. No matter how much I train them, each set of this, I'm near failure. I can't. Once I drop these dumbbells down, I can't get any more reps out. You can see I'm failing here. But obviously, because I've been working upper chest, doing it on an incline, I'm also going to be fatiguing my anterior delts doing that exercise itself. So, if I did this press at the start of the session, I'd probably be a lot stronger because I wouldn't have fatigued my shoulders. But because this is a few exercises into an upper chest routine, obviously I'm starting to get a bit tired. And I can't press as much as I can, but obviously I'm still working to failure. So as long as I still get a good 8 or 10 reps out, I'm happy. I did 3 sets of this, and then we're on to incline flies. Sadly in the gym, one side of the cable machine was broken, so I had to think of another exercise to do. So this is one of my favourites. Again, I've got this on a really big, it's a massive steep incline. This working really upper pectorals. And as I open my chest up wide, I twist my palms ever so slightly, open that chest wide, and I twist a little bit as I come into the centre. Again, instead of focusing on bringing your hands together, focus on bringing your elbows together. Focus on squeezing your elbows into your chest. It's all about that mind-muscle connection. It's hard to describe or explain until you're in the gym yourself, trying to do it yourself. But once you're in the gym and you're doing movements such as this, and you focus on different areas of your arm, bringing them together and squeezing together, you do start to notice that you get more contraction and engagement on your chest. And I actually prefer doing this to a flat bench. I think I do 3 sets on this. I think I'm doing 12 kilos. Again, weight doesn't matter. As long as you're feeling it, you're not going in the gym to impress anyone. As long as you're failing and you're hitting the right muscle, you're feeling it on your chest, that's the most important thing. If you're not feeling it on your chest, you're not doing the exercise right. It's as simple as that. Again, with flies, your arms should be as straight as you can. The more you bend your elbows, the more you're taking tension off your chest. And the guys that bend the elbows loads, you're doing more of a pressing motion rather than a fly motion. You should be targeting to the width of your chest here. So your arms should be near enough, almost straight. Just a little tiny bend at the elbows, maintaining that bend, opening it wide as you can, like you're opening a book, and then squeezing together. When I get a better tripod, I'll change the angles of this so you can see the contraction and the different angles and how this exercise works, and then you can see it working on the chest. Sadly, like I said, the tripod I've got doesn't go very tall, as you can't see it working. I've got quite a good chest from this exercise. It is one of my favourites. And we'll move on to the next exercise. Next up, I went onto a machine press. I usually only do one shoulder exercise in this push day. I do alternating push days. So one day I'll focus more on shoulders. One day I focus more on upper chest. One more day I focus more on flat bench, etc., etc. So I will film each of my different variation of my push days that I do. My mate was on this machine press, so I jumped in with him. I thought, why not get another shoulder exercise in there? And because I'm so heavily fatigued, I can usually lift a lot heavier in this, but I did 5 reps out of the one off fatigue straight away, lowered the weight, just to finish me off really. And I did eventually get a good 9 or 10 reps out there. Next exercise, we're working on triceps. I saw this off Steve Cook. I saw him do this in one of his videos, and boy, does it hurt. It's working on the eccentric part of the motion, working on the negatives. So idea is, you start with your arms straight like you do in a French press, and then you tense your tricep and you come down, counting to 4, bringing the dumbbells down to the top of your shoulders, and then you pull down, bring your elbows into your sides into a close grip press. So idea here is that you're going heavier than what you can usually skull crush or French press, because the idea is when you get down, the most of your shoulders you can't extend again because the weight's too heavy. So you're really working the negative part of the contraction. You're going to gain 40% more of muscle tissue breakdown, therefore strengthening and really working those triceps. I love this exercise. I've been putting it into my training. I've done it with some of my clients this week. They've loved it. The triceps have been killing them. My triceps have been killing me, and we're all on the journey wanting to get stronger. So if you've not done this before, I really do recommend it. Throw it in your training. It's really beneficial. And then I did some cable tricep kickbacks. Obviously, old school bodybuilding. Dumbbell kickbacks are good. However, the benefit of using the cable is you've got constant tension. So I'm hinging at my hips, keep my core tight, leaning forwards, bum out back straight, tucking my elbow into my side. I'm pulling through my palm as hard as I can, pushing my arm out straight, squeezing my tricep as my arm locks out straight, then come back forwards and nice and controlled. I'm doing between 10 to 12 reps per arm, and then I'm switching arms. And then again, it's the mind-muscle connection that you talk about. It's about keeping your elbow into your side, pushing the tricep out straight, squeezing your arm as it comes out straight, and then coming back nice and easy. Really working the head on the back of the arm. This again is one of my other favourite tricep exercises. So if you've not tried this in the gym, seriously give it a go. And then to finish me off at the end of this workout, I did some close grip presses, some close grip push-ups. Again, they're very tricep focused, very inner chest focused. Did as many as I possibly could on my toes, then came down to my knees and then finished off till failure. And that's my push workout today. So working upper chest, shoulders and triceps is a really good workout, had a really good pump. And yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you're enjoying the content on my channel and you want to see more, please do subscribe. Comment, tell me what you think of my video. Comment and tell me what other things you'd like to see, what other days you'd like to see, what more informative content you'd like to see. And yeah, and that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Alan, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.